Jeff, how you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, how was Monday practice? How was it for you guys?
Quick turnaround. Play on Saturday night. Got to get a game graded and evaluated and prepare for the opponent and get ready for Monday morning. So same thing FIU's having to do as well. Just got to beat them today.
Jeff, you mentioned after the game Saturday that the defense has improved a lot since Houston. In what areas specifically have you seen your guys' defense step forward?
We're just more sound, communication. Just you don't see anybody getting turned loose and still running the ball. They've always given us great effort. I would just say communication. We still had a couple of little things that weren't as clean that hurt us bad Saturday, but that's getting fewer and fewer each game.
How do you rate the play and pass coverage really through the year from start to where you are now?
Minus the Army game, I think we've been pretty good. I mean, that game was a common anomaly. So yeah, they've been good.
It seems like your defensive personnel is pretty well suited to face some of these spread teams if we saw Ken Robinson get involved. How do you feel like you guys match up when you're against somebody that wants to spread it out like that?
We felt like that Western Kentucky was as good as anybody we've played against. We think 7 is an elite receiver. We think 4 is an elite receiver. We thought 11 was an elite receiver. We thought the quarterback was elite. We thought their schemes were elite. So we feel that was as good a talent as we've played against this entire season. So we were really pleased with our performance. Had a chance to put them away on offense and didn't. And just honestly, we put our defense in some bad spots in the second half the last 2 weeks in a row because our lack of ability on offense to finish. We did enough on offense, obviously, to win the game, but we got to help more there, in my opinion.
Jeff, you look at the scoring the defense has been able to give up the last 2 years, two games, and it's been pretty good from that aspect. What have they been able to do to keep those guys out of the end zone?
They're tough kids, man. They're fighters. I think that's 2 weeks in a row we might have got them off the field on 4th down 3 times, maybe. That might be 6 4th down stops. Yeah, I know y'all will check me on that. I think that's totally off the top of my head. The other thing I'd say we got to get better at, we're still not turning them over. It's alarming. We're still dropping interceptions, not getting balls knocked out. That's things we just got to get better at. And but that group has continued to get better each week. And they've had the unfortunate or fortunate, however you want to look at it, of playing some really good offenses. It'd be interesting to see where those offenses stack up statistically at the end of the year.
How do you evaluate the pass rush and your guys' ability to get after quarterbacks so far this season?
We were better this week, I thought. And we just haven't been able to get them to the ground as much. But most of the time, my eyes are in the back, making sure we're just sound back there. So I just listen to the commentating because that's the thing about football, where not that the media would ever be this way, but other people are this way. That when your eyes are always on the ball, you don't really know what's going on. So that's my eyes are in the back, so I don't really see the pass rush till I get to the video. And we were better, and we got him down a couple times. So and we hurt him a lot, and that's huge.
Do you draw a connection between that ability to rush the passer and the turnover generation? Are those things connected for you guys?
Sometimes they are. It's just depends. We've had balls go right through our hands quite a bit. And just got to keep working at it. I've just done this long enough that like last year we started out in a frenzy of turning over everybody, and then it for some reason it tends to come in spurts. And I still think our day's coming. I still think our best football's in front of us. I just really feel that way. Now the injuries are starting to concern me on the O-line. I don't know that we can continue to improve when you keep changing all the time. Much credit to those kids, but that's hard. And those 5 kids have just been an absolute, chaos up there all season long.
Jeff, can you give us an update on Makai's injury? What happened and what's his outlook?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's probably going to be done for the year. So that's really bad news for us. We'll get a second opinion, hopeful, but it doesn't look good.
What are the challenges that this FIU offense and defense we're going to throw at you guys this Friday?
You know, the head coach as a defensive coordinator in his past, and they run the same defense we do. So there's a lot of familiarity with both sides. You know, they know our defense well, and we know theirs very well. Their quarterback is a really good player. He's hard to get down, and their running back's really good. And of course, the Chambers kids are a really good wide receiver as well. And it's a tough place to play when you go over there. You know, you go to Miami, there's a good chance it's going to be humid and rainy and all that kind of good stuff. So we got to prepare for that. Long trip, all those kind of things will be stuff we got to really focus on.
What's the outlook for that offensive line group with Makai out? Is it just Frankie plugs back in there, or are there other options you have?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously Frankie will be the one that would take Makai's spot, but there's, you know, we're just shuffling people around. Just the daily Sunday meeting of who's going to play O-line and shuffle them around. See if we can get, you know, 8 guys ready to go. It's hard to get 10 ready, but we can get 8 ready.
Jeff, also, it seems like there's depth issues on the defensive line you talked about after the game. Can you update us on that as well?
Yeah, we obviously we lost Causey for the season as well. Joe Evans will be a game time decision. You know, losing Brandon Madison for the season obviously is another big hit. But we're, you know, we got Chase Davis. We think he's looking better. We're gonna move Ty Leonard up to play more, a freshman out of North Shore, and we're okay there. Today we were back up to 9 there, which is where we'd like to be. We'd like to have 3 rotations of 3. It's just like last year in a way that I'm sitting here telling y'all we need the bye week now, and we still got to go 2 more weeks. And I don't. There are not many teams that have had the bye week 9 2 years in a row, but the Roadrunners were that group.
We saw Bentley leave this game, and it looked pretty serious when he was coming off, but then he was back out there. Kind of take us through what happened with that process.
Yeah, he just got, you know, like the same thing happened to T. Haynes. So he'll be. We'll just see if he can go or not this week. If he can't, we'll put another one out there. We'll see.
What did it show you about him that he was, you know, toughed it out the way he did and was clearly kind of hobbled but played?
Yeah, Traylor did the same thing. I mean, they both did. And Makai Hart, you know, season-ending injury and never even laid down on the field. I mean, got his butt off the field. Hated for that kid, man. He played 2 plays the whole year. I mean, 2 games the whole year. 6 snaps against Houston, and I don't even know, maybe 3 quarters against a leader, single-digit guy, 3-year starter. And I mean, this is a tough game. It's a tough game, and that's why it prepares them for life. Football's a lot like life. There's a lot of tough in life, and Makai's, you know, getting some of the adversity in his life, and if anybody can push through it, Makai will.
Jeff, obviously it's some of these injuries are bad luck, but is there any other reason why there's been so many this year?
You know, obviously whenever you have a run like this, you're going to look at everything.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that I'm meeting with Philo, our, you know, strength, and then with Nick, who does, you know, our training. And we're going to look at every aspect. You know, we'll just look at it and see. But yeah, it's a fair question.
How have those guys in that offensive line room handled the mental side of it? It can't be easy having that much shuffling and guys coming in and out.
O-linemen are just different, man. They're just wired differently. Those guys they're unique to the world. You know, this week's culture pillar is integrity, but I've been speaking on humility a lot since yesterday. And O-linemen are the epitome of that. They just do what they're asked to do, and they never care about the ball. They just want to serve their team, so they'll just do whatever they're asked.
We're getting ready to talk to Ken Robinson here. The last couple of weeks, he's really kind of expanded his role in the amount of snaps he's been playing. What's been the key to that, or why has he sort of emerged?
Yeah, that's just Ken. He's a very, very smart kid with high character. Speaking of a kid that has humility, he'll do whatever. He's played corner for us. He's played safety. Great on special teams. He's a good football player, and he gives me great peace knowing that I got Ken to wherever I need somebody. I can put Ken. I can put him in safety. I can put him in corner, and we know Ken's going to play well.
Is it matchup based a lot of the times that he's playing against these teams with more?
No, it was more of just need. We had a lot of depth at corner. We didn't have much depth at safety, so we put him there, and now we're getting kind of beat up at corner and safety. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ken didn't play both spots before this year's up.
Jeff, what was your what did you think of the crowd this last week?
You know, I'm very grateful for the ones that were there, and the ones that were there were loud as could be and gave me all they had, right? So I'm very appreciative of those guys that showed up.
You're disappointed about the size?
I'm really grateful for those people that showed up, man. I really am.
All right, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Yep.